I highly recommend reading the food label of every item that you buy in the grocery store. I know that sounds like it would be really time consuming. I know you got to get home, you're busy. I understand that. But when you know what to look for on a food label, it can be extremely quick, and you're going to be armed with all the information that you need to come out of the store with really healthy foods. There are 4 things that you should really look for quickly on a food label, and that's the fats. And like we had said in the lecture on fat, you want to look for high unsaturated fat, low saturated fat, and 0 grams of trans fats. Then you want to go down to sodium and make sure that that number isn't totally crazy. Then you want to glance down at sugars and the same exact thing. Obviously, the lower sugar, the better. And then ingredients. And this one's really big. You want to look for the least amount of ingredients as possible. You also want to look out for those ingredients like partially hydrogenated oils and nitrites and nitrates and some of the other ones that we mentioned in the lecture on ingredients to avoid. So you can get to the point of where you can glance at these things and within 5 seconds you'll know if something's healthy or not and whether it should be in your cart. And one thing I really want you to remember is when you're looking at these labels, that's for one serving size. And those serving sizes can be completely different from what you would normally eat. This one in the example is for cookies, and you might really want 4 cookies. But when you kind of do the math, you're getting high amounts of fat and high amounts of ingredients that might not be the best for you. So it's just something to keep in mind is what the serving size really is and how much fat, how much sodium, how much sugar are in those single serving sizes. So like I mentioned, the types of fat are huge. The amount of sodium and sugar are huge, and the amount of ingredients and what those ingredients are is also huge. So typically, when you're looking at a food label, the list of the ingredients, the first ingredient is going to be the most plentiful in that. So say you're looking at something like almond milk. Typically, the first ingredient you would think would be in almond milk would be almonds, but it's typically water. So that's just something to keep in mind, is typically the first ingredient is the most plentiful, and that usually goes all the way down the line. And that's how to read a food label really quick. You're going to be armed with everything you need to look in 5 seconds and know whether you should have that item in your cart or not to live the simple way.